Hey guys, what's up? I hope everyone is well. Welcome to the Landing Tellist. This is a new episode from the playlist Spirit Science, and this time we'll be speaking about the celestial hierarchy, journey of the alchemist. So basically, if you haven't been to the channel, check it out. Really dope content, really original, organic, authentic, and not really, just random and just all over the place, right? So in this specific video, we'll be speaking about how to basically build relationship with the forces that be and be are not subjected towards the situations themselves, right? So the previous video we were speaking about shadow realms and all of that and how that affects the kind of reality you're living in, because you're either working on your own evolution or you become subjected and reactive to the outside world. So in the celestial hierarchy, it's important to note how much influence you have in your surroundings and your environment. For one, most people do not recognize their own like angels, right, or high frequency entities around them, and there are different types of angels, right? So in the celestial hierarchy, it's all about understanding how to go through the process of manifestation or attraction, because those are different things, right? Manifestation, a total different journey. Attraction, a total different journey. So in the journey of the alchemist, is being able to take whatever you encounter and make it more what it is, or accept it for what it is within, not as you see it, because perception plays an important role in the experiences that you go through, right? But the perception is also biased based on your environments, your psychology, your past experiences, how you feel, your mood, and all of that, right? So your mind, your mood, and your mode of how you operate always affects the outcome of the life that you live. So the reason why you need to know about the celestial hierarchy is because of that's basically the order that is in control of how the world operates, right? So you're either basically just another entity in the food chain, basically being consumed by other entities, or you are intentionally going through your own journey of control and not being a victim anymore. So one thing I condemn completely is victimization, right? Because no one is immune to struggle, number one. Suffering is part of the essential process. So if you're not on the journey, just like how you've watched on other videos to like heaven and stuff like that, you're in this realm, you will be experiencing suffering and uncomfortable situations. Why? Because in the world that we live in, it's balancing of opposite forces, right? And that interaction, it don't always be smooth. The processing of different components coming together, that heat, that fire, that's what actually creates life, and a fire in its own essence, it's a purifying element, right? So anything that makes you feel emotion, right, it's essentially an energy, and it does something, right? So there are different types of emotions and different types of energy, right? So understanding that how you connect with different types of entities depends on your intention and your relationship with it and how you interact with it, right? So the first angels are just personal angels, what you call imagining friends, how you can connect with them at a level that only you can connect with, that others may not. Then there are archangels, who are basically the kind of the higher league of how you can connect with the rest of the world, because there's a process. Not everyone can just be run by their own imaginary friends, because they do exist. You can imagine your own world, and no one can say that it's not true. It's just how you allow that to accommodate your livelihood and the reality, because there's reality and there's relativity, right? So that's why in the book we emphasize so much detail to understand, to say, okay, am I this kind of person or am I this kind of a person? Because without that clear identification, it's kind of hard to understand what is for you and what is not for you, because not everyone needs everything and not everything is for everyone, right? So knowing what is yours and attaining that builds a relationship and allows the energy to flow to where you want it to go. Because if you're not intentionally building a relationship with that, then you are neglecting your actual entities that are there to help you, things that are for you. Because there are some things that won't just be general, like there's some things that you won't just get anywhere else. They have to be, from a different source altogether. Won't be found where other people find it. Won't be, created in the same grand illusion as some people would assume. Because we're all unique, we're all different. So knowing how to connect with that part of yourself that only you know and understand, that undoubtable, unquestionable, knowing, right? Because there's belief and there's knowing, right? So that interplay between the forces that are around you dictates the kind of experience that you'll have, right? So and the third one now is about the principalities, right? Because I spoke about the first, type of the hierarchy, then the second rank, then the third rank. So it goes up to like higher ranks, even to like 9 ranks. But I'm just gonna break down the first 3 basic ranks, right? So the third one is on principalities, right? So there are things that will just pass because of they have been decided that way. It has been done. It's not a matter of it's a question or a debate or not sure. No, no, no. They are entities that are there to serve. Their function is to complete their purpose in life. The same way your DNA cell has to do what it has to do to make sure that all of you is okay. Because you have a lot that created you to be what you are today. It wasn't just random, right? Because interesting fact, all your cells are alive. They live independent lives, also like different lives, but they have to work in harmony. They have a purpose to function. Otherwise, if they're not functioning, they basically not fulfill their purpose, and that's where disease, illness, and all other problems start from, right? Because this ease is obviously where now there's no flow of ease, right? It's not flowing, it's not harmonic. There's a blockage. There's some sort of impurity that's there, which is okay, right? Because in germination, in the process of life, we now talk about alchemy now. It's understanding that there's always going to be transformation and changes, right? The only thing that will always keep changing is the change itself. Like there's nothing that will always stay the same. That's basically the core component of change, right? That the fourth dimension movement, and always moving is important because that allows a healthy rejuvenated energy system, because there's a order that creates how things become how it is, right? So yeah, that's what is the principles. Then that's the third. Then the higher one, the fourth, it's more about dominions and domain. But I prefer that you start on your own journey in reality, that you're able to comfortably navigate through the world that you live in, so that you are mindful and you're not victim or subjected to the forces that are there. Because then you'll just be another accessory to the chaos. Basically, you're a vessel of chaos, right? But if your intention is okay, yeah, here's me, here's what I'm doing, you're able to respond to things that are particularly for you, because there are some things that no one can do for you. That's the truth. Like, no matter how much energy people can put into something, if you're not doing certain things for yourself, no one's gonna do it for you. That's not how things work, right? Because of the book of life, or the deed, that everything has been accounted for. There's a thought, there's a system, the scribe. That specific deity is responsible for keeping all records of all actions and all deeds in life, and not because of in a malicious way or whatever. No, 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 just in an administrative, orderly way, right? In a celestial way. So there's already even things that you might not recognize that you've done or you're doing, they get accounted for, and they get can I say, they're compensated for in a way, because there's a whole order of how the world works, right? So nature is more advanced than the system itself, right? So understanding that the system has to learn from nature, has to take from nature, because of that is the first initial primordial force that has been created, and it is so perfect. So we have to kind of adjust and manipulate it and change it to how it feels, to where we want to go in our journey, now it serves us, right? Because in the time that we live in right now, it's important that you know how to connect with deities and hierarchies and ranks that are actually in line to help you be where you are. Because now, knowing your actual insights and your intuition, who you connected to, is vital and important, right? Because there are certain things that you won't get anywhere else. You only get from those specific entities. So yeah, I've only covered 4 principalities, I mean 4 ranks, right? But like in your journey of the alchemist, understand, so okay, how do they communicate, how do they interact, how does they function in the world, what is the purpose of them existing? Then you can tap into your full power, because of now, when you're able to do that, you can start using forces that are beyond your own limitations now. Because as a soul, as a ego, as a person, we all have limits. But now you can consult, you can connect with deities and entities that have the power that you seek, and they can provide or give depending on how you're able to appease them. That's why the power of rituals, right? It's basically a communion, basically a meeting, right? The same way you definitely prepare or plan or make an arrangement, the same way they also have to honor those arrangements. So if you don't honor those arrangements, it's not that they don't want you to succeed or get what you want. No, no, no. It's just your relationship with them, right? And if they don't feeling any connection with you and your relationship with it, no one can do it for you, right? Because they're there to serve, but you need to understand what is their limits and what is your limits, right? So because that's now the negotiation process comes. Okay, how do you then accommodate the relationship that you want? Because these forces are always there 24/7, whether you realize it or not. Whether you're sleeping, happy, crying, sad, moving, they're always there all the time, and they are serving your mandate, they're serving your direction, right? Because remember, your purpose in life is not the same as the deity's purposes in life. So there's a codependence, there's a relationship that you need to harbor with that, right? So if without understanding that hierarchy, that's why it can seem like how why certain things don't feel unfair or why it's not balanced. No, it's because of it was created that way. It's like the ladder, right? But now you can resolve and find what you want. Not everything that you need is always going to be at the top of the mountain or whatever, So not everyone desires the same thing. That's why in the book, like the personality archetype, the wavelength, right? You need to know in which wavelength what do you want for that period in time, because it's not random. Trust me, nothing is ever random, and that allows you to put yourself in a position where you feel empowered, where you are not a slave, where you can decide here's what works, here's what doesn't work. But without that understanding, with that knowledge, will always be casualties and adversities of those situations, right? So check that out. And yeah, that's how it should basically help you know the difference between manifestation and attraction, right? Because there are something that you can attract based on your relationship with these deities and entities, because there's a clear communication way. There's a way you can connect with them. You don't just do it randomly, right? So the same way, how you can connect to something, there's a flow of energy between. The same way it's not connected, it cannot transmit energy between one another, So yeah, how they are formed, how they operate is not that much of the stretch based on how they're created, right? Then the manifestation process is different. It's about actually using different forces to create something that has not been there. It's actually slightly a bit more advanced, but it happens either way, whether you're aware of it or not, mindfully or unmindfully, right?